You've seen how the last 2 days have gone. That's the way the semester is going to go. Okay, that's the way the semester is going to go. It's not that bad when you sit in class, do the assignment, and you get 100% on it, or you get a 0 on it if you don't show me by 3 o'clock. Okay. Friday we got the quiz. The quiz is just going to cover the last 2 days, and then what I'm going to show you today and what you're going to practice tomorrow if you're here. That's it. 2 topics. All right. Both of them have setting up 2 different equations. All right. I don't know if you've seen these type at all, maybe on the SATs or back in Algebra 1, the mixtures. All right, I'll let you go ahead, read through that. There's a lot of numbers flying around, but we're still going to set up 2 equations. All right, so go ahead and read through about that flu vaccine, and then we'll talk about how to set up the 2 different equations. Okay. I need from you guys, there are 2 different things I need to find. 2 values I need to find. What are they? Just reading that last line for me. Here we go. We got 4 here. Okay, let's stop right there. Thanks, Julie. Nice job. So I'm going to let that be X. You can call it whatever you want. I'm going to let it be X. That's going to be the 10% solution, amount of 10% solution. Okay. And there's one other thing I need to find, the amount of 10% solution, and keep reading for me. 2. There you go. I'll call that Y. The amount of 60% solution. Okay. So there's my 2 variables. Set those up. Let me give you a visual of what we're doing right now. Here are my beakers. I'm going to fill with the different types of solution. All right. I'm going to mix them to get 1 full beaker here. All right. What goes in the first beaker? What type of solution? Give me one type of solution I need. 10%. And I don't know how much I have, right? But what did I call it in the let statements? Okay. So 10% of solution X. Give me another type of solution I need. 60%. So I'm going to put 0.6 here. And again, I'm trying to find out how much it is, but I called it Y. Okay, mix the 2 together. What's my result? Keep reading. What's my result? I'm going to have a what type of solution? 30%. And now I know how much. How much? 50. You kind of set the equations up already for yourself. All right, here's one equation right now. One equation. X, the amount of 10 plus the amount of 60 has to be 50. I got to total up to 50. And then remember yesterday with the money stays with money, percents stay with percents. So how do you think I'm going to represent the 10% solution here? 0.10x plus 0.60y. Now, hey, everyone just focus up for me for a quick second, because this is where everyone goes a little crazy and incorrect. What type of solution is this? 30%. Notice when I'm multiplying by how much I have, so that's what you have to do here. How much do you have? So I got to multiply by 50. Okay? Got to remember to do that on the right side. Whatever it is, times how much I have. Can you guys clean that up real quick? 0.30 times 50? 15? So just make sure you guys know where the 15 came from. That's 0.30 times 50. Is that something unfamiliar to you guys? These 2 equations, solving it? We've done it the last 2 days. The only thing I'm going to please warn you about is please take your time, because now you got decimals. Take your time. Be somewhat neat. What do you want to multiply the top by? Just 0.10? Negative 0.10, or you could do negative 0.60 if you want to get the y's out by itself. Fine. So I'll do negative 0.10. Distribute. negative 0.10x minus 0.10y. Again, distribute all the way through, including the other side of the equal sign. And you get what there? Negative 5? Yes? Yep. Okay. All right. There you go. There go those 0.10s. How many y's am I left with now? 0.50y equals 10. And then you guys can go from there. Y equals. So how much of the 60% do you have for y? 20. And just keep some units on there too. Milliliters, I think it is. Yep. Anybody know the shortcut for the shorthand for milliliters? Yep. And then how do you find how much 10%? Plug it back in. Yeah, I wouldn't even plug it back in. You know you got to have a total of how much? 50. I already got 20, so got to have 30 milliliters of the 10%. There you go. Again, make sure you multiply it on the right side, the percent times how much you have. All good? Any issues? We got 4 today. You already did 1. One more mixture one. Read about your teas here. Go ahead, read about the tea, different types of tea. Okay, I'm going to let X tell me about one type of tea I got to find. $6 tea, yep. So $6 tea. And I'll let Y equal, what's the other type of tea? $8 tea. I'm always going to do in these mixture problems some type of visual representation. So I think it helps us set up the equations easier. All right, first type of tea was $6. Don't know how much, but I know I called it X. Next type of tea, 8. Don't know how much I have, but I called it Y. And then what about the result? Needs to be $7.50 of tea, but I do know how much I need, and that is, how much tea do I need to produce? 144 pounds. All right, let me turn it over to you guys now. Give me one equation out of the 2 you need to solve. 5, one equation. Yep. Money stays with money. What's the second equation we're going to have to work with too? 12. Equals. You're taking the money and multiplying it with how much you have each time, right? So you got to do that here. The money times how much do you have? Times 144. Yep. All right, make sure we remember that. What is that? 144 times 750. 1080? Thank you. I'm going to let you go on your own. I'll ask somebody in about 2 minutes. How much of each tea do you have? Okay, first thing, how many pounds of $6 tea did you end up with? 9. How many pounds of $6 tea? 36 pounds, everyone. LBs for pounds. And then how much $8 tea then? When you're ready there, 10. 108 pounds. Yep. Okay. No issues. Mixtures. Draw yourself out a diagram if you need to. Last type, motions. All right. Motion problem. You guys can read about the plane and the wind. Okay, first, read the last line. What's one of two things I need to find? One of two things I need to find here. 13, one thing not here. 4, one thing I need to find. Okay, can I call that P instead of X and Y? It'll just make it easier for us. I'll let P equal plane velocity. And what's the other one I need to find? 5. And I'll do that W if people don't mind. Okay. I know not many of you take physics in here, and I don't know if you've ever seen this formula outside of science class. Anybody know the dirt formula? Distance, and you don't write it down, don't memorize it. I'm just showing you what I'm about to write up and where it comes from. Distance equals R, rate times time. Okay, distance equals rate times time. So let's take that first sentence right there. With the wind. So the plane is going with the wind. So what I'm going to do for my equation is P plus W when it goes with the wind, because I'm adding in the wind to it. All right, so when I go with it, I add it in. What's the distance I'm going? 450 miles, but I'm missing something, aren't I, from that? I still haven't talked about what? The time, right? Well, where's the time go with? The rate, which is what we're finding. So with the plane and the wind, I'm going to plug a rate times time. Rate times time. 3P plus 3W equals the distance. Okay, everybody okay there? How do you think I'm going to take care of the next one? The airplane flies against the wind now. Now it's going to be P minus W, yes, against the wind. That's still a distance of what? 450. It's taking me a little longer now because I'm going against it. How much? How long? So times the rate, 5 times the rate on each one. Can we handle this? Yes. Okay, I don't think I need to take the, well, actually, you know what? I am going to take the time because this is the first time we've seen something like this. You guys are so used to multiplying just one equation and that's it. That's not going to happen here, though. That's not going to happen here. You just can't multiply one equation and that's it. So what am I forced to do here? Okay. Anybody got a suggestion? There's different things we could do, but
I mean, so that 3 on the bottom on top,
that's fine. That'll get rid of the W's. Won't get rid of the P's, but that's fine. It gets rid of the W's. So go ahead. I'll let you guys work now. Distribute 5 all the way through. Distribute 3. And it looks like you'll solve for the plane. Take your time, but when you're ready there, 7 when you're ready, let me know the plane's velocity.
Plane's velocity is 120.
120. And people always get confused about the units. Well, what was the distance in? Miles, and then what was the time?
Hour.
So we go miles per hour. Yep. There's the plane. How about the wind velocity? Here you go. 5 wind velocity.
I must have done something wrong.
Did you multiply by 5 and 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so 15p plus 15w is equal to 90, 900, 1800, 2250. Another 15.
150.
What's that?
Get 150 for
The wind, I did not get 150. This is 1350. Thank you. That's 3600. $240. Where are you plugging? Okay, 120 for the plane, right? You got to plug it in for P now. We flying in a hurricane? You're not getting off the hook this easy, PC.
easy peasy. Did the same thing. I've been lost.
Okay, 120. Where are you plugging it into?
Top or bottom?
Okay, so 3 times 120. Move it over by, how am I going to move it over? Okay, 450 minus whatever you have. And then how am I getting rid of the 3? Yep. There you go. Thank you. Others? Feel like you're bitter for that, Pat, even though I feel like if the shoe was on the other foot and it was one of your classmates, you'd be the loudest chirper in here. Yes? No? I think we've seen that before as well. Okay. One more motion problem. Okay.
I think you did a really nice job.
Now it's current instead of wind. Now it's the current, and you're rowing. All right. Two things I gotta find. Give me one thing as you read through. 12. One thing I gotta find here. Okay, I'll call that R. And the other one I gotta find. 6. Yep. Velocity of current. Nice job. Okay, here we go. One of the problem doesn't make us great, so here we go. You can row 24 miles in 3 hours with the current. What's that one going to look like? So plus, right? R plus C, distance of 24, but what's the hours?
3.
So 3R plus 3C. Rate and time go together. I threw a little curveball in there, see if you were ready for it. Against the current, R minus C, but now it's not the same miles again. It's 2/3 of that distance. So 2/3 of my distance, what are you looking at? Go ahead, 4, what are we looking at? 16. 2/3 of 24 is 16. And how long is it taking me? 4 hours. So 4R minus 4C. Go ahead, get after it.
Oh man.
Rowing speed first here. 11.
Oh, I'm not done. Hold on.
Okay, whenever you're ready. Rowing speed.
-4.
Miles per hour, huh?
Backwards, like.
Okay, hold on. This is all right. Well, I did it pretty wrong, and then I got corrected. So something else is wrong.
What'd you multiply by? Let's start there.
All right, I started with 4.
On top?
Yeah.
Okay, so you did 12R
Yep.
plus 12C
Yup.
equal to, let's see, 96. What'd you multiply the bottom one by?
3.
Okay, 12R minus 12C
Oh wait.
equals
Oh, 48.
48.
All right, wait. I'm getting 12. 12 miles an hour.
Okay, it's still too fast.
How?
Okay, here you go. The C's canceled. What'd you get? 12R, 12R.
24.
Over here, you got 144.
Right. One last time here. Oh, 6. Okay, there we go.
Your rowing speed is 6 miles per hour.
Hey, you got it, though.
Plug it back in. What's the velocity of the current now? 12. Velocity of the current, 2 miles per hour. Okay, that's it. I'm done. You guys got 5 problems when you come in tomorrow. Quiz on Friday.